Hey everybody, welcome to my Wednesday live stream, and Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays to everybody. I probably would not normally be streaming on Christmas, but I made a commitment that I was going to stream every Wednesday no matter what. So here I am, and we'll see if anybody else jumps on for the stream today. And what I'm going to be talking about today is kind of just talk about some of the stuff I went through over the last year with my YouTube channel, basically my life, because that's what I'm mostly doing now. And I've got a little contest, a silly contest that I'll announce later. And I got a video announcement, a new video coming out on Friday. And I'm also going to show a couple clips from some videos over the year. Oh, I see. Hey, Mark, what's going on? Yeah, and I saw your comment, Mark, over on YouTube, because we're talking about my 16-track reel-to-reel, which has been a big part of this year, and using that. And he was saying, oh, you should only use 4 tracks. But I was telling him I actually have, let me go over to this. I do have my old TIAC 3340S that I got in 1978 right here. This thing still works, actually. And it's in the video I've got coming out on Friday. But I'm going to turn it off because the fan's really loud. But I got it sitting right here. But yeah, this thing still works. It's amazing. But yeah, if you want to hear some more about that. Hey, Man Network, what's going on? I see people on Instagram. Hey, Alan's Thoughts Sig. Happy holidays. And also we can do some Q&A too. If anybody's got any questions about production or whatever, we can talk about that. Today we've got Kit here as usual, and Jimmy B from the Tokyo Teens. Camera's over this way.
Hello.
That's your camera.
Hello.
There you go.
Everyone.
Yeah. Harper's not here today. He had Christmas stuff to do, so I'm running the cameras at the same time. So I'm definitely freaking out more than usual on a stream. So anyway, let's see what else. Oh, let me go ahead and announce the contest too. So it's kind of silly. So I was working on this video, and it's this video right here. It's why does today's music sound the same? And it's kind of gone viral. And the contest, what it is when I was working on this video, I wanted to redo one shot right before I was going to finish it up. And I ran upstairs to shave. Now, I don't normally shave all the way down. I have a little shaver that kind of it's got a little attachment on it, so it's kind of looks like I've been growing a beard for a couple of days, because you don't want to see me totally shaved. It's terrible looking. I had run up there, and the attachment had come off, and I didn't realize it, so I had shaved half of my face pretty much down to the skin, and I realized, like, oh my God, and I didn't shave the other side, and I'm like, I got to go film this thing, but I don't really want to shave, so I actually went and filmed a shot. There's a short section of this video where half of my face is shaved and the other half isn't. The weird thing is it's kind of hard to tell. And it's in this video, the real reason why today's music all sounds the same. And it's a long video, so I'm just going to tell you, it's within the first 5 minutes. But the first person to figure out which shot that I was half shaved in this video, you'll get one free hour-long consultation with me. I know people hire me to kind of talk about studio stuff and all that. So if anybody's interested, or we can just talk about anything, whoever can figure out where in that video, what shot half of my face was shaved, you win. And since there's not many people on today, this should be an easy contest. But it's in the first 5 minutes. Man Network, yeah, you have to look closely at the video to see. And I think it's because, it didn't shave all the way down the skin, so there's a little bit, and since I got a lot of white hair, I think it's reflecting. But if you actually are paying attention, you'll see, oh my God, only half his face is shaved, and it's in the video. So anyway, the other thing I want to talk about today is kind of just my journey on YouTube. And it's been a really weird year because I've been doing this like 4 years now. It took me 4 years to get to 10,000 subscribers, and a month and a half to get to 34,000 subscribers, which has been good, but a lot of things have changed. Oh, let me go ahead and answer this question here. Floor Nug. So yes, what the contest is in this video here, and I'm going to repeat it for him since he just showed up. Oh, not that one. In this video right here, The real reason why music sounds the same. Within the first 5 minutes of this video, only half, this is kind of crazy, only half of my face is shaved because I made a mistake. I had to reshoot a shot, and I screwed up with my shaver thing, and the attachment fell off. And it's weird, it doesn't show up on camera, but if you look closely, within the first 5 minutes, there's one shot, one little section where only half of my face is shaved. Whoever picks that out, the only thing I can offer is a free consultation with me for an hour.
Man, thank you to Wanakumero.
Oh, thanks. Appreciate that.
Merry Christmas.
But, yeah, I see Down South Beef is here. And like I said, we can take questions. But I did want to talk about the YouTube channel. So I put out a video. I think one of the first videos I put out this year was this. And it's called My Mysterious Disappearance, Why I Disappeared. And it was kind of about like all this stuff that had gone on with my channel and my life and a bunch of crazy stuff, and it caused me to not make videos sometimes for like a month at a time. And I was going to play you the first minute of it because this kind of helped define this year. I came into this year in a really dark, weird place, and this is a little video about it. I'm just going to play you the first couple minutes here. I disappeared. Well, I didn't actually disappear, but I know that it seems like I did because for the past couple months, I haven't been posting any videos. Now, while I've never been the most consistent content creator, since I started this, I've pretty much kept things moving along. And after a meeting I had at the end of 2022 with a friend of mine who's a very popular YouTuber who gave me a lot of encouragement, I felt so inspired that 2023 was going to be the year that I'd just knock it out of the park. But actually, 2023 kind of sucked. There was what I call the appliance apocalypse, which wasn't limited to just appliances at my home and studio, but it was bigger things and also included my cars and studio equipment. And there was the storm, and thank God nobody was hurt, but I'm still cleaning up from that. There were a couple of projects I took on that took literally months longer to complete than I anticipated. People from my past came back into my life to either feed off my soul, throw a monkey wrench into the whole situation, or both. And then there was a tragedy involving somebody that I had just met, who was one of the most amazing and special human beings I've ever known. And it took me a long time to realize that it affected me a lot more than I thought it would. There's not a single day that goes by that I don't think about him. Now, while all these things did make for a bad year, and well, the video goes on, but that's kind of how I came into this year, and I was late on making videos. The thing is, this year's turned out in a very different place, and I didn't really think about it till this morning when I started putting all this together, and then I looked up, and it's like, oh, this is like one of the first videos I put out this year, and how different the space was for me, because now my subscribers are going up, I'm getting more views. I think I've kind of figured out how to make good YouTube videos, and also the support from all of y'all. Like, it's amazing. Like, as I've started to get more subscribers and more comments, I wasn't sure what to expect, but it's just been incredible, the support and the positive reaction to everything. Oh, wait a sec. Did we find somebody? Uh-oh, no. No, man. Sorry, Man Network. Okay, so I'm having a contest. I'm going to announce this again. I put out a video. Let's see, where is it? Yeah. I put out a video, and this one's actually kind of gone a little viral. It's called The Real Reason Why All Music Sounds the Same Today. And I had to redo one little shot, and I ran upstairs to shave, and I messed up with my shaver, and this little attachment came off, so I shaved all of, like, one side of my face. I forget what side of it was on, almost down to the skin, but I still had to film it. I did it anyway. In the video, it's actually kind of hard to tell. I'm just saying, whoever can figure out what shot within the first 5 minutes half of my face is shaved, you will get 1 free hour consultation with me. So there's that. Oh, and I saw somebody up here. Oh, there's a question. Life of Jambo. You want to connect with me? Yeah, if you want to, if you're interested in connecting to me for a consultation or whatever, hit me up at contactbillyhume@gmail.com. That's my email if you want to get directly in touch with me, or Kit usually handles everything because I'm down here working and losing track of time and stuff like that. So,
you got to look. There's some guesses happening.
Oh, okay. I'm having a bad focusing time because Jimmy brought me.
So, of course, Man Network was guessing around 2
No,
minutes,
it's
50
not.
seconds.
That's too far
That's
into
not it.
Or it's not there. Oops.
Alan's Thoughts IG said at the intro to the YouTube video is where.
All right. He got it.
Oh, Alan.
You got it.
Alan's Thoughts IG.
Where is that? Is that on? I'm not seeing this. Is this on Instagram or YouTube?
That's on. Yeah, it's on.
Oh,
Instagram.
Instagram goes flying by. So, Alan, where is it?
Right above where I typed your email.
Okay. Well, I can't. Instagram's acting weird. Well, Alan, looks like you won. It's literally the first shot of the freaking video, man. If you look closely, I'll tell everybody, if you go look closely at the beginning of this video, only half of my face is shaved. Not down the skin, but it's pretty much shaved. I had to film it. And I got on the camera. I was like, oh, yeah, you can hardly tell, but that's it. I was figuring people would go like, why do you look weird in the first part of that video? Nobody's ever said anything, so that's why I kind of brought it out.
Man Network says he actually found it, but wanted to give somebody else the chance to get the free consultation, so
okay. Alan, if you want to, you win the free consultation. So send an email to contactbillyhume@gmail.com, and Kit will set that up. We're going to be doing other contests in the future that aren't quite so silly. Oh, and I've also been thinking about this thing that we talked about, I think on the last stream. Somebody suggested using giving out like a library of samples and then having a contest, not a contest, I guess it could be a contest where people vote, but everybody gets to make a song with these samples. And I think that's because I've been making these videos where I made a drum kit out of samples and stuff. Like here, let me pop over to this real quick. Let me find these drums. I did a video where I sampled a water jug. It's so crazy. A water jug and a trash can and a cooking pot, and I came up with these sounds right here. This is the water jug. Oh, come on. Yeah. Here's the trash can. That's a kick drum. And then this is a skillet. More skillet. Then I made a loop. And it's in this song. So anyway, I think just everybody got inspired. So I've been thinking about doing this thing where I make some samples and I distribute them. Everybody can get them. And then everybody makes a beat or a song out of the samples or something like that. I'm not sure what the guidelines would be. It's like I'm trying to figure out, like, should I say that you can only use the samples, or are you able to use the samples with other sounds, or does it have to be some percentage of like, oh, half samples? I don't really know how to do it, but I think it'd be fun. I'm actually working on another video about sampling more stuff for the same song, but another section of the song. So let's see. I see Secular Stranger. Thanks so much. And Merry Christmas to you as well. Hey, Mark, I thought you weren't going to be able to make it today. Yeah. Hold on, I'm trying to read comments here. I think I'm a little confused right now because somebody brought me some of this cannabis water and actually drank some of it, so I might be a little goofy today.
Oh, boy.
Oh, I see Soulful Playground on here. What's going on, man? How's it going? And I see Roxy Mo, you got some gear for Christmas. That's awesome. Oh, as far as Christmas, yeah, look what I got. This is exciting. My number one fan. I have a fan that heard one of my songs on a college station called WRAS in Atlanta, probably in the 80s or 90s, and came out to a gig, and to this day is still a fan. Sent gifts to my whole family. So she sent me this. It's a little electric screwdriver, which I desperately need for the studio. She sent me this? Mm-hmm. And the charger was from what, Santa?
Yes.
And Santa sent me this. This is a huge, big deal. This is how nerdy I am. It's a 9-volt battery recharging set. So I've got 2 batteries in here, and then I got 2 more rechargeable 9 volts because I spend so much on 9-volt batteries. And even on this gig we did the other day, I felt like the battery was a little weak, so I'm actually might try it out. I'm going to try out the new battery today. Oh, thanks, Sofo Playground. Appreciate it.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Appreciate
Merry Christmas.
the gift today. Merry Christmas. So those are my 2 big gifts, along with M&M's and, of course, Toblerone. This will be gone probably within the next 2 hours for sure. I'm going to eat this whole thing today, I can tell you. So anyway, let's see. What else was I going to talk about this year? Oh, the other thing was a big deal for me. So the year started rough. I was making videos, and then this whole thing happened that involved getting this mixer right here. That's all. I've got a couple videos about this. I had gotten my whole studio all set up where everything was organized, and then it's kind of, you'd have to see the video, but I was offered a deal on this mixer here, which meant I had to redo the whole studio. So that kind of took me out of commission for like weeks. And I was really second guessing whether it was a good idea because I had sessions and videos and all that. But in the end, this turned out to be one of the best things in my life because it led to a video that got me a lot of views. And I was going to play a couple little parts here. Here's one little part from that video that was actually kind of a blast right here. And boom, we started taking everything apart. My original plan had been to use my existing mixer stand because the stands for the new desk were huge. They're kind of tall and I thought would take up too much space. But at the end of the day, after putting the desk and the mixer and some gear on top of it, it just didn't look strong enough. So first thing the next morning, I got up and cut those wooden stands down, replaced the old stand, and got back to work setting up the gear. But at some point, I forgot to keep filming, and I didn't realize that till about 3 o'clock in the morning when I tried to film an update. I'm at the end of day. So I'm at the end of day 2, and I've got the end of day 2. End of day 2. We changed the base and moved everything, and I'm gonna whatever. I'll do this tomorrow. The armrest on the desk had a huge rip in it. Plus, I felt like it was about 3 inches too high, so I decided, let me take it down and reupholster it. Now, I've never actually reupholstered anything before, but like I said, there's a first time for everything. I wasn't able to mount it by myself, so I put it off till I could get some help. Well, it's the end of day 3. So that's from that video, getting the mixer in here, and I got to tell you, it's been something that really kind of changed everything for me, and it ended up not taking up as much space as I thought it would. I'll just give you a quick look here. I mean, it's like the desk and all that was kind of huge, but by the time I put all the gear in there, it actually ended up being efficient, and having a mixer in the studio has just been absolutely amazing. It's given me so much more flexibility. So that's just a little clip from that video. Are there any questions or anything? Because I'm having a...
Bernard Shreve Jr. was asking if you've ever met Justin Coletti.
Justin?
Does mixing and mastering courses.
No. I'm a hermit. I got to tell you, man, I'm just kind of always stayed in the studio, even when I was working on lots of like the big rap records and all that, and I was doing a lot of like Billboard charting stuff. I never went anywhere. I've always been in the studio, and I actually there's people I know kind of from phone calls and emails that I've actually never met. Actually, when we were at that event the other night, I think it was Drew. Oh my God, his name just went out of my head. Another prominent engineer here in Atlanta, and we talked, and then he goes, "Nice meeting you." And I was like, "Oh no, we had met a long time ago, but it was like in the '90s. I hadn't seen him in like 25 years." So, let's see, what is my favorite? Yes, Artisan. That is a Soundcraft Ghost 24 channel by 8 bus. Let's see. Somebody asked me what my favorite console is. I mean, I worked on some Neves, which are amazing sound-wise, but I love SSLs. You know, there's like a certain amount of like, I just want to have a lot of tools at my hands. So the SSL has the compressors, which I fucking love those compressors. They're very vicious, EQs, gates, and all that. So the Neves are beautiful. I've worked on, there's a Neve at Blackbird Studio in Nashville, which is like a one of a kind, and it sounds incredible. But, you know, it's an old board. It's not a, you know, modern mixing board. Let's see. Merry Christmas to Max Sutton. What do I think about classical music? I started playing punk and metal. Now all I want to do is listen and practice classical guitar because I get bored of everything else. I mean, I think classical music is like one of the supreme types of music, just as far as the complexity of it. I always feel really inspired listening to classical music. It actually gives me ideas for my simple, basic compositions of my own. But I really got into like the Vivaldi recorder. There's like a whole bunch of series with, I think it was Vivaldi recorders. I had a cassette, listened to that over and over again. I actually haven't listened to much classical lately. I haven't actually listened to much of anything lately because I've been down here working all the time. But yeah, I find it very inspiring. And I feel like kind of breaking out of, like if you're into rock or whatever you're into or country, I feel like it's good to study different types of music, and I think you can bring that back to your own genre. Oh, Soulful Playground says, I remember the first Soundcraft Ghost. Oh, dude, you were probably around when I bought that thing. Actually, you were, because I had the Ramza 16-channel board, and then I bought this. So you were there through that whole freaking change. It's crazy how long I've known some of y'all. Let's see. Yes, I mean, Alan, yes, I'd say I prefer the SSL over the Neve, just more for functionality. Neve's got that big fat sound, but, you know. Let's see. Ace Michael says, hey, man, I love your channel. Super, super helpful stuff. Question, how the hell do you balance relationships and your work since you seem to be nonstop? I struggle with this horribly. Hold on, let's see. Hey, Kit. How do I balance?
I mean, he doesn't really. I mean, you know, our studio is our life. I was all in from the beginning because I knew what I was getting into.
Yeah, you were hanging out at the studio before we were dating. I think it was
Yes.
just a way to get away from everything else. I've got pictures of you sleeping on that couch. Remember in the studio?
A couch that was actually a bench seat from an old van.
Yeah, we're talking
was the
about in
studio
the
couch.
mid '90s or early '90s or something like that. It was a couch out of a van, and I
Yeah.
had it in there. I've got pictures of you napping in there like you wouldn't go away. So like, yeah. So Kit's been around pretty much from the beginning. So she's kind of used to it, and she kind of knew what she was getting into.
I mean, the studios, you know, in the house, all the years that we've been able to actually have the studio in the house, it kind of helps because, you know, Billy needs to take frequent breaks anyway and, you know, manages to be a part of family life to some degree. You know, I don't know. I mean, I guess a lot of it is just me being involved. So,
Thank God.
you know, that kind of makes it that it's almost all mushed up together. So there isn't really a seeking balance. It's just all part of the same thing.
Yeah, but back to what Michael was asking, there's another thing about balance, and I actually made a video about this like early in the channel. I think I want to go back and redo it. I look at some of those early videos, and they're so terrible. But it has to do with balance. So I'll tell a little story here, and that is I've spent most of my life just hanging out with musicians and artists and, you know, actors, filmmakers, whatever. I never really hung out with, like, you know, just regular people that with regular jobs. I don't really know many people like that. But as I got older and we started having kids, we found ourselves hanging out with other people that had kids too. And we'd go to these gatherings, you know, and, you know, people, they play cards and stuff like that, you know, and drink and all that. And I would do what I always do in normal circumstances. Like when you're with other musicians and artists, what do? You ask each other, oh, what are you doing? What are you working on? And that's what you talk about at those events because it's our life. But when you go to like regular people events, they tend to not talk about their jobs because I don't think most people like their jobs. So, which I understand. I had a job once. I didn't like it. Okay, I had a job twice. But I think what ends up happening is that you feel like, well, if I'm at this job and it's taking away part of my life, any other time in my life, I have to do something opposite that's fun or whatever to balance it. I don't have a life like that. Now, I work my butt off, and let me tell you, the last few weeks, oh my God, I've been kind of going crazy. I mean, I'm just losing my mind. But it's my life, and it's what I've chose to do. And I realized, and so anyway, the people at these events would hear me talk about my work, and they'd say, oh, you need balance. You need balance. And it would really bother me. And I felt, what's this balance thing? I gotta figure out how to balance my life. And then a friend of mine said, it was Michael Allenby, he manages some groups, and he said, Billy, the reason that people say you got to find balance in your life is because they feel unbalanced. I mean, actually, I'm kind of unbalanced. That's more psychological. And I realized, like, I don't need to find balance. I mean, yeah, we need to go out on dates more, right?
Of course.
Yes, we need to go out on more dates. That's for sure. But I think it works out a little bit more because this is everything to me, and I don't really go to like sports games and stuff like that. I like to go hiking. But anyway, I guess I hope that answers your question. It's kind of like our life is just so intertwined with this thing. It's all kind of mixes together. So, and I love it most of the time. Some people are driving me crazy. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Is this Siebes Fam on YouTube? I'm not sure if I'm saying that. This work I'm finding is hard. I have great respect. Not trying it myself, so respect the artists more than the engineers. I mean, I respect them all. Let me tell you what, anybody doing this music thing, I have respect for it. It's not easy, and it puts your soul and your emotions on the line. There are 34 people watching on Christmas Day. Actually, okay. Oh yeah, we got about 37. What does it say about us? Well, we already opened all our gifts, right? What do we do after that? I think it was like 2 or 3 years ago. As soon as the kids opened their gift, I came down here and tore my garage apart and built out another part of my studio. I remember Christmas Day. By 2:00, I was taking down the garage door, and I was like, I'm knocking this room out, And after the stream, I'm going to go over to my brother's. He lives nearby, and he's got a wonderful family, so we're going to go over there and eat food and all that. But you know what? It's like I always stream on Wednesdays, and I said I was going to do it today. Regardless, every day, I have to have one thing that I'm regular on because I can't get the YouTube videos out regularly enough. I can't get my songs done regularly enough, but every Wednesday at 3:00, I'm going to stream. Let's see. Yes, Eugene, you think being a good songwriter is more important to you right now. That's a good one. Hey, and that's the other thing, too. It doesn't matter how good your production is. If you don't have a good song, it's kind of all a waste of time. Alan says he's been working on tracks since 3 a.m. Awesome. Oh, I was going to play another little thing from this video about getting the ghost. Here's another little clip from my ghost video. At this point, it was just a matter of getting everybody over here at the same time to help me. I left the board set up in the other room where I dabbled with it a little bit, and I had the desk set up there as well, but it was taking a lot of time. Weeks. I needed to get this done. I had rehearsals coming up with the Tokyo Teens because we had a gig coming up. I had sessions I needed to do. I just needed to get this done, so I just decided I'm just going to start it and do it myself till it's done. I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to do it. Just do it! Until it's done. First, take off the ribbon connectors. Remove the fader from each channel and set aside. Repeat. 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 Put up a link to this video.
Oh, I've done it twice now.
Okay. Next, remove the circuit board for each channel. Disconnect from the input circuit board and set aside. Repeat. 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 I started to add up the number of different components in the mixer, but that alone was taking some time. let's just say there's a lot of them. And there's a lot of dust and other things in there as well. Next, I needed to clean each one of the 631 potentiometers by spraying cleaner into the little hole on the housing and twisting the shaft back and forth several times. The problem I was having is that the cleaner I chose sprays out of that nozzle at a high pressure, and even if I have it positioned right over the hole, some of it would ricochet back into my face, get on the other components, and smell up the room with all its nasty chemicals. Plus, I'd accidentally ordered a small can and I ran out pretty quickly. So, I'm looking back at this video right now. This was a few months ago, and I'm thinking, like, I must be crazy. Like, what was I doing? I took this whole mixer apart. Sometimes it surprises me, the stuff that I'll try. Yeah, Soulful Playground, you says it looks like a lot of fun. Well, you should have come over and helped me out, man. Oh, my God. I can't believe I did all that. But, hey, it's working now. Here it is. There it is. It's working. Raul, I wanted to respond to something that Raul said here. So this is on YouTube. Raul says, I'm in 3 bands right now, desperately trying to do something in music. I'm getting old and I feel like I'm running out of time. Any recommendations? Well, I'm old and I'm running out of time. I would tell you the same thing, any recommendations that I would tell you if you're 20 years old, and that is just put everything into it. I remember this guy, and by the way, I used to do buildings. Somebody else was on here talking about, let's see, was it you that said that they're a builder? And, I used to paint houses. I dug post holes, built decks, repaired roofs, sheetrock work. Oh my God. Actually, Jimmy over here, he used to do wallpaper work as well.
Yes, many years ago in the beginning.
Is that how y'all met? Is that how y'all met?
No.
We met at a party, a house party.
Yeah.
That my brother was having, and it was a jam session as well. And I hopped up and played some bass.
Yeah.
A little bit, and we met there, and then pushed forward from there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so like our backgrounds, were like working, but the thing that I would say, Raul, there's a couple things. Here's the main thing, and this is going to sound kind of harsh, right? As you get older, you start becoming more aware of time. That's something I can't get back, and I start getting angry at people that waste my time, like to the point that I get incredibly angry because somebody can insult me and make me mad. Sure. Somebody could steal from me or rip me off. I can go make more money. But if somebody wastes my time, I'm never going to get that back. And as I get older, I think about it a lot. I think about it a lot now because of this YouTube channel and I'm working on my music again. And look at me. I'm like 29. I'm running out of time. Know what I'm saying? But so the main thing for me is I just don't do anything that's not directly focused on the things that I want to accomplish and my happiness, like really my happiness. And that was hard for me because I feel obligated. If somebody asked me for help, I just automatically, not anymore, but for like really recently in my life, I would be like, sure. Everybody expected me to help, and I've been that guy. I've let people live at my homes for free. I let people live in I have this other house where I've got the other studio. I let people live there for free back in the past. I would just let people take gear. I'd let a band take my Juno 106 on the road for like a month. Yeah, sure. Take my keyboard. A lot of that stuff got ruined. But the thing is that people will eat up your time. So that's the thing I do. I have to say, I just focused on that. The other thing is just like, I try to make sure that I get something done all the time. I just put everything into it. That's the only recommendation I can say. Just focus on the things that you want to get done and don't wait. Don't wait. There's no reason to wait. I think a lot of people are waiting to do something is because, yeah, they're afraid and all that, but they're waiting to do it right or till they're ready. But it's never going to be right, and you're never going to be ready. You're never going to be ready. I've never been ready for anything. I still remember how when Crystal and I, before we had our first kid, I wanted kids my whole life. And then it was like right before she gave birth, it suddenly hit me. I'm like, oh my God, what am I doing? I'm not ready. I'm not ready to be a dad. I'm not even grown up yet. It's like, sorry, buddy. It's like, it's coming. It's coming. So I just say, just jump in, Raul, and, carve out the time for it any way you can. Let's see. Are there any other okay, Raul. Oh, you also record bands and make. Yeah, Raul, man, just stick with it. Just stick with it. Oh, hey, here's the other thing, Raul. Try to find people that are doing the same thing but doing it better than you. Like, try to be the worst person in the room, the dumbest person in the room, the least talented person in the room, the laziest person in the room. That's huge, huge. Otherwise, you're not going to get ahead. Let's see. Okay, Eugene's saying, I always worked in food services, bartending, and retail, and hate it. Working on music is more rewarding, even if it doesn't pay right now. Absolutely. I always look at life like this. This might sound kind of silly, but I look at life like you went to the amusement park for a day with some friends, right? You're walking around the amusement park and you see all these rides and you're like, I want to ride that ride. But everybody else is like, oh, let's go ride the roller coaster and all that. It's like, I just really want to do, what other rides are there at an amusement park? The bumper cars. At this point, it was just if you're with your friends and you go do all the rides that they want to do and you never get a chance to do your ride, you're going to find yourself walking out of that park and looking over there and go, oh, I wish I'd done that. You want to go ride the rides you want to ride. And I think of it the same way. To me, life is being prepared for death. My whole life is the things I want to accomplish. There's all these things I want to get done. But I want to make sure that when I'm on my deathbed, I don't want to be sitting there going, oh, I wish I'd done that. Even if I failed, at least I tried. I would never want to be in a position as I got older and went, oh, I wish I'd at least tried this or whatever. I'm giving it my all, even if I fail. I mean, the YouTube channel is taking off and I'm starting to make money, but it's not enough to pay my bills. And at this point, as much time I'm putting into it, it could just completely destroy me. I mean, to be honest with you, I love this and I love that there's a lot of people on here and that I'm getting a lot of views and subscribers. But until I get like a couple 100,000 subscribers, to pay my bills, to get that kind of money, I'm not trying to complain. This is a choice I made. But if I don't get there, then I'm kind of doomed because I'm losing studio clients right now. Combination of I'm so focused on videos I forget to call people back. But also what happens is people see me doing the videos and they think like, oh, he's not interested in doing sessions, even if I tell him so. It's like when I won a Grammy and I lost work. I lost work from winning a Grammy because I think people thought, oh, he's got a Grammy now, he ain't going to work with me. I was like, no, I'll work. So it's that sort of thing. So I just decided I'm going to do this even if it kills me and destroys me. Because what other thing are we trying to do here? At least for me, I have goals, and I've had these goals since I was a teenager, and I'm not going to stop. Plus, I want to keep growing my hair long. Let's see.
Virgilia was saying that they and Casey were talking one night and had the idea that since you had redone the Ghost, maybe you'd like to do the K2 just for fun, Also pointed out that most of us waste enough of our own time with creative rabbit holes. We don't need others to do it additionally.
Yeah. Hey, remember the camera's there.
Yeah, I know.
You keep looking over here. Don't look at me. Look at the camera. I just put the camera on top of her screen at her request. She's got to look into the camera.
Actually, I didn't request it, but it does make sense.
Oh, yes, you did. And I meant to say hi to Casey and Fragile and Roximo over there on Twitch.
I think Casey had to just sort of pop in, say hi, Merry Christmas, and pop back
and
out.
I did want to say thanks to Casey. That's another thing that's happened this year for me is that my Discord, I'm not on it as much as I should, but we are getting people to join, and I've got Casey, who basically runs the Discord and takes care of things for me, so I really appreciate that. That's been interesting, and I'm kind of going back to the thing I said earlier about like a production contest where I I create some samples and I let everybody download the samples, and then y'all make songs with it, and then we listen to them and vote on them or something like that. I think maybe I would announce that on Discord or something like that, and I'd be posting links there for the download. If anybody's interested in that, let me know. I don't know if there should be any guidelines. That's the other thing. Should there be guidelines? Can you only use the samples, or can you add sounds to it? I asked that earlier, but nobody really had a feedback on that.
Hey, Darren Stanley over there on Instagram.
Oh, Darren's here?
Yeah.
What's up, man? How's it going? I've been looking. So Darren's been making a lot of reels of his drumming and using his own crazy samples and stuff over at The Zone, which he's basically taking over now. Yeah, I've got a real wild, crazy musician, a bunch of musicians over there. So at least there's still music being made over there. Only samples you provide, Ace Michael says. Yeah, I'm kind of thinking that that for the contest, like the beat making contest, because if they can add other instruments, but you can chop up the samples, you can put effects on, you can do whatever you want to them. I'm kind of thinking the same thing too. I'm just trying to figure out about sustained sounds. I've got these springs. I've got some ideas, because how would you create a pad? You know, it's easy to like have drums and stuff, but I would need something that's sustained. So,
Virgilia is suggesting that you're not limited to only the samples, but that all the samples that you provide have to be used.
Yeah, you have to use all of them, I guess. Let's see.
But Ace Michael was saying only the samples you provide. So. And Ansley's around too. So hey, Ansley.
Oh, Ansley's here too. Yeah. What else was I going to talk about? Oh yeah, I also had. I was going to talk about what else went on this year. So I had a gig with the Tokyo Teens in Kentucky, and I did make a little reel about that. I wanted to play that because this was kind of a big deal for me. I love this band. Let's see, enter full screen. Here we go. So
Thank you, Chronic Dream.
I just made this little reel here about our trip. What was it, in September, I think? And this is a little bit of what we went through in September. We just did our longest road trip yet, going to Louisville, Kentucky's Dark Castle Gothic Music Fest. We may have not gotten the best footage from this show, but it was certainly the best gig we've done so far. And I liked every single act that I saw. Which spans from the extreme fringes of goth to music I can't explain, but I really dug. To bands that just know how to rock out. And I got to meet a pirate. I love to perform, but there's nothing better than doing that with the people that you love.
We've been friends forever. Through the lows and the highs. Funny how you never noticed what was written in my eyes.
So that was a big moment for me and the band, going out to Kentucky and playing at the Dark Castle Festival. I used to gig all the time. I used to tour and all that stuff, but you know, I got in the studio, so hopefully I get to do some more touring and all that. The Discord link, yeah. Kit, somebody was saying about the Discord that they go there and they have to get an invitation to join or something like that.
I
What's
just
up
put
with that?
the link in the comments here.
Yeah, but does that? Somebody was saying that they needed an invitation, and I still don't understand.
I think it's that you have to use the link that we provide. But
to be able to join. Yeah, so
Yeah.
go there and join. I'm gonna take a bite of Toblerone now because I got it for Christmas. Hold on. Teen is an attitude, not an age. Well, yeah. I don't know if I have a teen attitude anymore, but I certainly don't act my age. Let's see. Any questions? Oh, thanks, Chronic Dream. Appreciate it. Let's see. What else was I going to show? Oh, I was going to show another little video. Yeah, so when I started the stream today, I was talking about how this year started kind of rough for me. And where it's ended up. But I put something at the end of this video I wanted to play because it kind of stirs up a lot of stuff that's been in my mind. Sorry, I'm eating chocolate at the same time. Hold on.
really,
It's Toblerone, man. Hold on. Okay. I just want to be serious here for a second, but I'm chewing Toblerone. Are you laughing at me?
am I
I think so.
always?
Okay. So anyway, this is a part of a video. It's actually about my 16-track analog machine and a new direction I've felt where my life has been going artistically and career-wise, and it had a huge impact on this YouTube channel. And this little clip, to me, explains a lot of that. You know, since I started digging back into pulling out all my old analog gear and getting it working and using it again, it reminds me, of course, why I like analog, but it also reminds me why I ran away from it as fast as I could into digital recording. Analog is unpredictable. It needs a lot of maintenance and attention. It takes a lot of time. It's not going to sound the same way the next day. And sometimes it'll let you down, but it'll also surprise you. Kind of like life. Millions of unpredictable, unique events. Like wind blowing through the leaves, ripples on a pond, building something out of wood, or hiking through the Kwarang on the Isle of Skye in the middle of summer at 10 o'clock at night when the sun hardly sets, and seeing that and falling in love. And while digital can make you more productive, it is ubiquitous. Everybody has the same software, and there are no surprises except when your computer crashes because the software you're using was released before it was really ready. And that's why I use as much outboard gear as possible and play actual instruments in my productions, because my quest has always been to be unique and pour that into my work. Now, while I was one of the early adopters to record and mix songs completely in a computer, I do fear that technology is draining away our humanity. We're handing our imagination over to AI, and frankly, we're becoming lazy. Now, I can't give up my computer. I need it for work, but I am trying to find my way through this insane world without losing myself. And I'm also trying to figure out how to get gear that's like 40 years old to work properly and integrate it into my art. So I hope you'll come along for the ride. I have no idea what's going to happen.
Our mic was still hot during the video, by the way.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, I meant to turn it off. Yeah, so that was like a big turning point for me this year. And then that led to doing the video about the board and all the videos that are getting attention now, and it's kind of the quest that I'm on now. So I'm hoping everybody will follow along. Yes, Mike L., a supportive wife is definitely helpful. I mean, the funny thing is, I just think of her more as my girlfriend and my friend. Still do after all this time, just because that's kind of like, I don't know. I know a lot of guys and they just complain about their wives, and I couldn't complain about my wife, but I guess it's because, I don't know, I guess we're comrade in arms and best friends, and I don't know, just on a journey together, you know.
That's for sure.
God knows. Sorry. Sorry about all the trouble, but hey, it hadn't been boring, right?
It is never boring.
God knows. Let's see. Oh, hey, Felipe, what's up? Okay, so Eugene says on YouTube, I'm wondering if I should use guitar samples instead of simulating guitar in my DAW. I like having dirty guitar leads over my EDM pop style songs. Hey, Eugene, you ever thought about just getting a guitar? And just like, you know, you throw enough distortion on a guitar, you don't actually need to be that good. I know that sounds kind of wacky, but if you throw a bunch of effects on it, you could, unless you're looking for like really fancy guitar solos and all that. I mean, simulate, like you mean simulating guitar like a plug-in. I don't know, just do whatever sounds best. But dude, you don't need an expensive guitar. Just go down to like a Goodwill or a pawn shop and just get yourself like a $50 guitar. I mean, the thing about electric guitars, like people get all caught up in the fancy electronics and all that, but if you really think about it, it's like they're pretty crude instruments. And for most of this stuff, you slam enough distortion on there and some delay and reverb, you don't really need, you'll be fine. So dude, just go out and and you can always edit the parts. I mean, yeah. But here's the thing, and I was actually talking to somebody about this recently. Sometimes I'm looking for a loop or, you know, a drum beat, and it's like, oh, I want a loop that goes kapoo, kapaka, kapoo, paka, or something like that. I finally realized, you know, it's just easier to grab a mic and go kapoo, kapaka, kapoo, or whatever. It's like, I want something that goes, oh, just grab a mic and go, and just put some filter on it or whatever. It's amazing how much quicker it is to just make the damn sound yourself, and then you've got it, and it's unique. It's yours. And just throw a bunch of reverb on it. You're good. I mean, I'm kind of kidding, but I'm also seriously. Gary TV says, have I ever worked with dance hall artists? Not in a long if you're meaning dance, do you mean dance hall like in the reggae Caribbean type thing? Because that's what I'm thinking of. But yeah, I've done a little bit of that stuff, not a whole lot. Let's see. Oh, happy holidays, Mix Master. And I also saw, there was somebody I wanted to shout out. I saw, I think it was Mix Club was on here a little earlier. I wanted to say hi to Mix Club. Nice. So, I didn't really have much else. Let's see, what else did I have? Oh, did I have anything else I wanted to show? I think I went through all my little video clips. Oh, and I wanted to talk about the community poll. So this is something that, hold on, let me get to this other window here. Heck's that in the way for? Okay. I put a poll on my YouTube page, and why am I not seeing it now? It just disappeared. Hold on. Sorry, guys. I'm being a bonehead here. So you know how you have, like in YouTube, you've got like the little community section, and I'd posted up there a few times, and, you know, months ago, last year, never got much response, but since I'm getting more subscribers, I did, and I said, hey, what kind of videos would you guys like to see? And people actually responded, which kind of surprised me, because I'm not used to that. So I was like, what would you like to see me make videos about? Number one, I had how-to videos about mixing production techniques. Number two, how a song is made from start to finish. Number three, music history videos about various music subjects, and then videos about my personal journey in music. And you can see like the order. It's funny, like the order is actually in the order that I listed them. But I mean, it's actually kind of surprising, and I've not had a chance to really focus on that right now because I've just been working a lot. But I've got some in mind, and they're coming up. My next video, I've got a video coming out on Friday that features this right here, my old TAC 3340S. This is a 4-track I got in 1978. This video will be out on Friday. I play a little bit of this and kind of talk about this some. And I also talk about just analog in general, comparing analog to digital and stuff like that. And then I've also got another video that is about sampling, because I'd done a video recently where I sampled sounds and made drums with them. So I've got another one coming out with some more samples. That'll maybe be out next week. So I've got several in the works. Videos on all of those, Alan says. Yeah, they're all coming, man. And there's going to be more. There's going to be more like session videos, and I think I'm going to start live streaming, just working on my songs. Like normally when I'm coming on here, like for the last year, I just mostly talk. There's been a couple times I played some music. I think I did. Well, last week I played a bunch of music. I felt like I played too much because I didn't really get to any questions. But I'm thinking about starting to do some streams where I'm literally just kind of going and working on the songs and working out sounds. It's going to be a slower pace. I was doing that like 2 or 3 years ago. And then I stopped because it was taking a lot of time, but I've had several people ask for it. So I think I'm going to start doing that again. Fragili over on Twitch says, I'm sad to see that people aren't as interested in history as YouTube is full of tutorials and such. You only learn so much from specific tutorials. Yeah, I agree. I think it's better to learn by hanging out with people or watching people work. Because, see, the thing is, when somebody's making a tutorial, a lot of times they don't really know what the hell they're talking about. But secondly, when people are making tutorials, they're thinking about how to explain it. But they're explaining something they already know how to do. So there's going to be a certain part that they can never talk about, right? Because they're thinking about the technical aspects, not the creativity or how a couple of weird thoughts came together, whatever, because they're thinking like, I have to make a video about how to do these things, right? But if you watch somebody work, you'll see that moment. You'll see some weird thing happen where they play something and this other thing happens and then boom, this thing, and they could never describe it. They probably won't even be aware that it happens, but when you're watching it, you'll know it. And I've had that happen to me so many times working with other people, or other people working with me and they're like, oh, and they'll bring up something like, oh yeah, I guess that is when that happened. That happened a lot on my live streams that I was doing. And I think that's a good way to learn because that's something that can't be written. So, yeah.
Hey, are any of y'all having problems with the stream dropping out and coming back? Anything like that? I'm seeing something weird.
Yeah. Who knows? Oh, hold on. Somebody was talking about a video here. Artisan says, I'm going to buy a guitar, Fame Forum 4 Modern. First thing next year, see whether my guitar rig is still working after 13 years of waiting. It probably is, man. That's amazing how much of my old gear that I pulled out, like in the Tokyo Teens, the other guitar player, B, he's playing a guitar amp that I got in the 80s and toured with in cover bands, and then it sat in the basement at my other studio for 20 or 25 years. And then when he joined the band, he didn't have an amp. I was like, oh, let's try it out. It works fine. You'd be surprised. Like, heck yeah, get back into playing. Mike L says, what hooked me on your channel was that you said just do one thing a day. That's so encouraging. Oh, God, I'm so glad to hear that. That's been a huge part of my life. And actually, it goes back to something that Raul was talking about. I remember it was actually my big sister who told me that. And I was painting houses and hanging wallpaper and doing repair work. And I'd stopped by her house to visit, and I was like really depressed, like trying to get ahead with the music. And she just said, do one thing every day, even if it's just you practice a little bit, or you write a letter, because we didn't have email back then. So write a letter to somebody, or make a phone call, or you improve something in the studio. Maybe you got to repair a cable. Just one thing. If you can do one thing every single day, it might not seem much, but these are cumulative effects. Because what usually happens is people think when there's something they want to accomplish, they need to do it in these big steps. So they keep putting, I'm going to need a whole day, or I'm going to need a whole weekend. It's like, no, all you really need to do is do a little bit every single day. Because if you do just a little bit every day, I was trying to think if it was I did the math on this and I forget it. It's like if you did half an hour a day, every single day for a year, it ends up to like 22, or it's a lot of hours. It's basically a bunch of 8-hour days. Now, not necessarily enough to do a full album or have a career, but if you're doing a half hour a day plus occasionally sticking some stuff in between that, you literally can end up accomplishing a lot. It's just not going to be as obvious because you're only doing a little bit each day. But it's better than doing nothing. I mean, you either do it or you don't, Let's see. Oh, Studio Dude. Hey, Studio Dude, what's going on? Nice to see you. Merry Christmas. Mr. Hume, I'd love to see you do your mixing. That's another thing. I need to live stream some mixing sessions. That was another thing I tried to do earlier on this channel where I was mixing and I had a whole other rig set up in the other room and I was having other mixers, like professional mixers that are friends of mine would come out and watch me mix and make commentary on that. And I had this whole cool communication system set up. The problem is they're all professional mixers, so I could never get them out here hardly at all. I couldn't do anything steady with that. And when I'm mixing, it's hard for me to comment because I get so into it. So the reason I haven't done mixing streams is I need somebody to kind of talk about what I'm doing. But now, actually, now that I think about it, now that I have professional mixers on my live stream, maybe y'all can just be the guys talking about what I'm doing because it's hard for me to talk when I'm mixing because I just get into it. So I think I'll do some mixing streams now that I think about it. I would need for you all that know what's going on to maybe explain some of it or guess. Hey, that actually might be a fun game. Try to guess what I'm going to do or what I am doing. And this is something that a couple of the young guys that hung out and watched me mix, like guys that I mentored, they would do this thing I found out later where they would be watching me mix and they would start trying to guess what it is I'm doing or what my next move is going to be. And so sometimes I'd be mixing and they would laugh and I'd be like, what? And he says, you just did what I thought you were going to do, or you just did something completely different. So maybe I'll do some mixing streams and then you guys can just comment on it, and I'll try to take breaks to answer questions, but it'll probably be watching me go down a rabbit hole. So I'll try that. I'll try some mixing streams.
I threw up a link to one of those mixing play-by-play videos that Billy did way back. So that one's a part 1. I just grabbed one of them.
Yeah, I think we only ever did 2. Because Luke Campolietta,
amazing.
Luke is a great friend of mine. He's also a great mixer, and he's so good. I mentored him for a very short time, and he just moved on, which is fine. I kind of actually gave him. There were some opportunities for me that because I'm doing this, I just said go get Luke. Now he's booked all the time, so I can't get him out here. But he's on that, so y'all should go check that out. Wait, we're talking about dieting? What's going on here? Is there another conversation going on? I'm not...
No, it compared to do a small thing each day. Like,
oh, yes.
It's slow, steady progress.
Yes. Merry Christmas, Alex. And let's see. Oh, Alan. Oh, Alan, you have industry credits as an engineer. Well, Alan, when I do my mix stream, please come on and talk about what I'm doing. Hey, even if you think I'm doing something wrong, please. That's another thing about the YouTube channel that's been kind of crazy for me. People correct me. There's in one of the videos I was talking about tuning. I think it was like, why does today's music all sound the same? And I'm talking about tuning instruments and all that, and I used some incorrect terminology, and I was like, oh, dang, But people talked about these different tuning systems. There's a one, I haven't had any time to look it up, but Hermode tuning, I think that's what it was. And I definitely got my butt handed to me on polarity versus phase. Oh, my God. Boy, everybody got freaked out about that. But, yeah, if I'm mixing or engineering, if I say something wrong, call me out. I think that's fun, actually. Let's see. What else is going on here? Streaming's okay in Europe. Let's see. Oh, thanks, Lady Shay Music. I see Bernard on here. He's saying, yeah, mixing is a focused task. I don't talk with the exception of it. If it calls for it. Yeah, I like mixing by myself. Well, not always. Sometimes it's good to have a client in, but I like to be by myself and go way down the rabbit hole.
Somebody early on asked, and I'm trying to remember what the question was because I can't find it now, but I think it was your recommendation for a microphone, relatively inexpensive, good for nylon string guitar, I think is what they said.
I use, hold on, I'm going to go get this mic. I'll be right back. Kit, say something interesting.
Hey, I'm just sitting here happy because I told the kids to pull the pumpkin pies out of the oven when it beeped, and they did. So, I won't be bringing burnt pumpkin pie over to my brother-in-law's. You want to say something interesting?
Just do one thing every day.
That's right.
And that's what you did.
Yeah.
Like you've done your one task. Well, you had it done for you. The pie's pulled out of the oven.
Yeah, I have a few more tasks.
Avoiding the burning of the pie.
Yes, well, that was an important one, but I'm afraid I generally have more than one task per day.
Why is no one commenting on my hair today? I don't
You know,
understand it.
everybody needs to comment on Jimmy's hair today.
It's on point, and so is my sweater and everything, and nobody said
That's
anything
right.
about it.
You know?
What's wrong?
Yeah, the reason I didn't comment on it because I'm so jealous.
Yes.
Like a lot of people are jealous of your hair.
Well, you know,
It's the truth.
I just don't cut it.
It's amazing. Like the color, like you don't have to do anything to it. It looks cool. And every time we do a show, someone always comments on your hair.
There's a lot of hair in our band.
Yes,
Lots
there
of hair in our band.
Yeah, you guys are kind of a hair band.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
literally.
somebody was talking about microphones for nylon string guitar. I use this here. This is I don't know if this is the best, but I like it for my guitar. I'm using a Sennheiser 441. I think you can still buy these. This is, you used to see these a lot in the 70s and 80s. People use them on vocals. It actually sounds great on a snare drum, but it's fragile, so you don't want to use it on a bad drummer. I use this for nylon string guitar all the time. I really like it. I mean, there may be something better, but out of all the mics I have, I just like this one the best. So Sennheiser 441, in case whoever was asking about that is still here.
And Artisan Est asked, have you ever used digital mixers?
No, I mean, no, never have. Don't have anything against them. I just haven't. I don't get into that whole digital analog thing so much. Although I have a video coming out on Friday saying how much analog is better, which it does. But you have to watch the video to see what I'm talking about. I really feel like there's other things that are more important, and that's kind of what the video is about. So analog is better by far, but not for the reasons that everybody thinks. So you'll see on Friday. Just stick your finger in a light socket, hair is done.
Was that a reference to my crazy hair?
It might be.
Yeah.
Well, how does he know my secret? Have you been spying on me or something?
Yeah.
How did you know that?
People are watching.
Top secret information, man.
Totally.
Oh,
The
wow.
wizard. Thanks, Rod. So, Alan, yeah, if you're interested in working with me, hit me up. Oh wait, didn't you win the contest?
Yeah, so he'll be hitting us up.
I guess we'll be talking anyway. So yeah, we'll
Yeah.
just talk about that. Let's just send an email to contacting Billy Hume at Gmail, and we'll get all that set up. I probably need to go soon.
yeah, we are supposed to go to your brother's.
Yeah. Hold on. Bernard says, I got one. Blue Ember is a solid mic, and at $43. Jeez. Now, this is not a wig, dude. No. It just grows. Yeah, somebody said, you should, on one of my videos, a comment was like, you should cut your hair. And I'm like, why?
Don't cut it.
I mean, it's just like, well, it's a
He
pain.
has no
you know.
plans to cut it.
I mean, I'm just getting kind of long.
I need to give you another braid.
Yeah.
It's
This
falling
one.
apart.
Yeah, this braid has been in for like about a year.
No, since the spring.
Okay. 10 months. 9 months. Yeah. All right. Well, anyway, I probably got to go. I'm going to be back on Friday. I'll be back on Friday. I'll probably be recording some guitar parts and stuff. I'll probably bass actually. And then I'm going to be releasing a video on Friday, so I'll talk about that as well. We can do more Q&A then. Let's see. Hold on. Somebody's making a comment here. Yeah. Yes. Yes. Siebes fam. I don't know how to say your name, but yes, there'll be more lives. I am here every Wednesday at 3, and I'm probably going to do some session streams at night. They'll probably be just off the cuff. It'll be something around work. I'm like, I'll stream, and it's just going to start. So you're just going to have to keep an eye out for that. Well, anyway, I hope oh, hold on, Mike. Yes, Mike L's talking about polarity and phase. I actually had several videos where I'm talking about polarity and phase. I actually like to use it on guitar amps where I use multiple mics and I'll move one and I'll take one out of phase and you can get the most incredible EQ. I've got a couple of videos about that. That's one of my favorite things to do. Actually intentionally throwing things out of phase. That's one of my favorite things to do to get cool tones. All right. Well, anyway, I'm going to say Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays to everybody. I appreciate y'all coming on and watching. I know it was just kind of a rambling video and a live stream and all that, but sometimes
it's always fun to hang out with y'all.
It's just nice to talk. And that was actually something on, because last week's live stream, I had this whole thing where I'm going to record acoustic guitar, electric guitar, blah, blah, blah. I had all these parts and I'm like, I'm going to get through it all. And I did. I've been trying to do that for 2 years and I pulled it off. And at the end of the video, I was like, eh. It was kind of boring because I like talking to everybody. And there were probably questions, but I think because I wasn't responding, nobody was asking questions. So I was like, okay, I accomplished that. That was kind of a boring video. So I actually kind of like just hanging out and talking too. So.
Oh, welcome in, Slade. We're
Slade, what's up?
about to get
you just got on here, man.
But,
yeah, I'm about to get off.
Merry Christmas.
Oh, yeah, look who's here. Oh, wait. There we go. Jimmy, say hi to Slade.
What's up, buddy? How are you?
Yeah.
I miss you, man.
Well, anyway, I've got to go over to my brother's and everybody have a good Christmas. I'm up here looking at damn questions and comments and I never get off these streams because I keep looking at what everybody says. Oh, Soulful Playground. See you soon. Anyway, just thanks so much, everybody, for the support, watching the live streams, watching the videos. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I need to grow that channel because I need to get a little more income so I can keep doing this. But I'm determined. I'm going to keep going on. But yes, if you could subscribe, I'd really appreciate it. Look out for the sampling contest. I'm going to be working on some samples. Probably be a couple weeks or so because I'll probably make a video about making the samples. But yeah. I'll be here on Friday. I'll be here Friday maybe at 4 because it's a little bit better time for me to stream. So I'll be on Friday to do some recording and release another video. In the meantime, everybody have a great Christmas. Happy holidays. Be good to each other and always be unique. Take 1, take 2, take 3, take 4, take 5, take whatever.